Going on, everybody? I am coming to you today from Lake Michigan, beautiful Lake Michigan, Chicago city skyline. And I'm here to talk to you about a mindset that's really, really important, and that is adaptability. So, I came to Chicago today. I was blessed with the opportunity to come to the Microsoft office here in Chicago and learn a lot of new cool things about AI. And I just watched a video from John Saville about pick your hard, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I walked over here to the lake and wanted to talk to you about some of the lessons that I've learned today. So on a previous video, I talked to you about to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. When I say that stuff, I mean it. To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. Today, I wanted to talk to some of the best people in artificial intelligence, and to do that, I had to get my butt here in Chicago in this office so that I could have a face-to-face conversation with them, and that's what I did. And it wasn't the best. It wasn't the most fun. It was a rough day. I still have to. I'm on Lake Michigan now, so I still have to drive like 3 hours, 3.5 hours home, and I'm dreading this rush hour traffic in Chicago at 5 o'clock. But adaptability is today's lesson. So, why is adaptability so important, especially for a cybersecurity engineer? Adaptability is important because stuff changes really, 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 really fast. And if you do not adapt, you die. So you may or may not believe in evolution. This isn't really a topic about that, but Charles Darwin has some very, very wise teachings. It's not the most beautiful, it's not the strongest, it's the most adaptable that survives. The quicker you adapt, the quicker you can get some of the things that you want. It's one of those intangibles that I talked about before. So, let me give you some examples of that. I started using Microsoft 365 pretty much as soon as it came out. As soon as you could put email in the cloud and I did not have to manage an on-premise Exchange server, that was my go-to option. Didn't always work out, but that was my go-to option. I adapted quickly and I was able to capture a lot of business because pretty much everybody wanted to move to Microsoft 365. They wanted to put their email in the cloud. It was cheaper, it was better, it was more reliable, it was more cost effective. It was a lot of things, and they wanted to do it. So because I adapted quickly, I was able to capture a lot of that. And then when Fortinet dropped the 5.4 release of FortiOS, they basically re-architected the entire operating system and kind of unified the code between all of their products. And at the time, no other network company had done that. So, I mean, I knew it was going to be the future of networking. I knew that integrating identity into networking and other things, that was the way to go. So I adapted and I shifted quickly. And I was able to capture a lot of business, especially as people were starting to become aware of cybersecurity. But then, once I realized that the network perimeters didn't matter and everything was going to the cloud and identity was the new firewall, I shifted over to identity security. Then I specialized in cloud security. And recently, we have this wonderful initiative, artificial intelligence. And I was asked a question recently about, if the developers start writing code to interact with this stuff, because it's available in Azure. There's cognitive services on Azure, and I hadn't really messed with them. I didn't have a whole lot of experience with them. But recently, they opened up OpenAI as an instance in your tenant, and that opens up a lot of possibilities, especially with the impending release of the GPT-4 model. Um, and I didn't have an answer to it. And I don't like it when I don't have answers to questions, especially when people come to me and they're looking for a solution. It kind of bugs me, and I need to find a solution. So I've spent, a lot of time this last week just scouring everything I can find on the internet about artificial intelligence. And then a couple days ago, I was invited to this series that Microsoft is doing. They're kicking it off here in Chicago, and it's basically a bunch of people talking about the artificial intelligence services and how we can leverage them in our own applications from an enterprise perspective or from a small business perspective. And I jumped on it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, I want to go. I want to meet these people. I want to talk to them. I want to ask them my questions. I spent a lot of time researching, designed an architecture diagram that I could bring here today to bounce off of them, to make sure that all of the thoughts and concepts and everything that I was incorporating, like that I was on the right track. And I learned a lot today. I learned that there were some gaps in the design and that I need to fill in a few things. And little minor details didn't work quite the way that I had envisioned when I first saw it, but it was a win overall. And I'm happy that I came here, and I'm happy that I have the ability to quickly adapt because Chat GPT is pretty it's it's going to change things. It's going to change a lot of things. Microsoft is integrating Copilot. If you hear the Copilot term, one of the terms of logic that I heard today was, the Microsoft products that are Copilots are, Microsoft offering those services to you with Chat GPT. And then the OpenAI services on Azure is you integrating your data with OpenAI, Chat GPT, to your own enterprise applications. So that's an interesting concept. So like, GitHub Copilot is Microsoft's offering. Microsoft 365 Copilot is going to be their offering, but you can make your own copilots on your own data in your apps. So that's going to be a game changer. Enterprise apps all over the place are going to start incorporating Chat GPT into their services. And as a security engineer, I need to know, and I need to be able to train others and disseminate knowledge and make decisions in the right direction about OpenAI, about ChatGPT. There's a bunch of different models when I say OpenAI. But Chat GPT-4 is going to be the game changer because it's multimodal. It can do the vision, and it can do the chat, and it can do the image extraction, and it can do it all in one model. And that's going to change things. So for me, it's an opportunity, and being able to have the opportunity to quickly adapt and to shift focus means that I'm going to be prepared when everybody else starts asking about it, when everybody else needs it, when everybody else is like, what about this? I'm already going to have an answer. And it's because I was able to adapt quickly. And it's just one of those skills that you should be able to come on. When you see a game changer come through, cell phones, fiber optic internet, artificial intelligence, Chat GPT, when it hits critical mass, you need to be able to pivot pretty quickly. I mean, that's an important point because you don't just want to pivot to anything. You want to be able to make wise decisions when you're choosing what to pivot to. So for me, pivoting to 365 was a smart move. I knew where the market was going. I looked at it. I said, okay, this is where people are going to be headed, and that's where I want to be. I want to prepare myself for. Network security, same thing. Everybody has these crappy old firewalls. They're going to be buying new offices. They're going to be upgrading their current infrastructure. They need to put in enterprise-grade firewalls. They need to put in Fortinet firewalls. And that opens up VPNs. It opens up Active Directory integration. Now it opens up Azure Active Directory SAML integration, conditional access controls for your VPN and network access layer. And it just happens super quick. I knew the cloud was coming around. Everybody's moving their servers up to the cloud. I just watched a presentation about how much more amazing Azure SQL is from a cost perspective, from a performance perspective, from an availability perspective, everything. It's way better. So if you're adaptable and you can move quickly, you're just going to open up a lot more doors for yourself. Your deserve it factor is going to go up there. You just got to be ready to pivot, and you need to be able to open up your mind to new things and new opportunities. I didn't go into that building today thinking that I knew it all. I went in there with like a sponge. I wanted to absorb every bit of information. I took notes on everything. I took pictures and screenshots. They're going to send me the slide decks of those things, and I'm going to save those to my OneDrive. And I'm going to be able to hold on to that stuff. And you just have to be able to pivot, be open-minded, listen to the feedback, and just move forward. And your deserve it factor is going to go up there, and you're going to be able to get to what you want a lot quicker. So, I'm going to walk back to my car and enjoy a little bit of this weather. It's actually a beautiful weekend here or a beautiful week here in Chicago. I'm a pretty fortunate guy. And I'm going to drive home, and I'm going to sit on what I learned on my 3-hour drive home, and I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to crunch it. And I'm going to go to work bright and early at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm going to get ready to hit the ground running. See you in the next video.